coming into the super final.
Talking about aggressive, we're aggressively going to be diving into this game. It's going to be the Vikendi, ladies and gentlemen. You better be well seated because we're going to be having a southern plane path. Going to be coming straight up. Going to be reducing a few drop-in locations. You know, we did just talked about Valdez that like to drop in coal mine. Coal mine this time around is not going to be an option for some of these squads.
Of course, teams that are sitting out this fourth game of the day, it is going to be Orange Rock, Morph, Valdez and Megastars. So it gives them a little bit of a break before the last game of the day. Now, look, you know, we've got to talk about the bottom of the standings, right? Because it's the top 16 teams that go through, and the teams that are really looking dangerous, as Phase 1 has popped up: King of Gamers, Nova Godlike, Team Seeker, and Reject Scarlet.
I mean, Galaxy Race themselves, they're back.
They're back.
They're playing this game, and they've been extremely consistent. I mean, they only played 2 games, and they're currently in top 4 position. They're in top 4. With currently, how many points is that? That's like 36. That's extremely consistent, knowing that they have 1 game less compared to all the teams that are currently in the top 5. So I think that Sales definitely have a big opportunity to try and get in number 1 position.
Of course, looking at this Phase 1 circle is down the southwest. It's not too much in terms of the water, but what I absolutely love about it, Max, is that it complements the playing path. So it does give a little bit of freedom and breath of fresh air for teams that didn't drop or choose to drop too far away from the playing path.
The equivalent of the Rozhok fight of T1 Valdez over here on Vikendi, that is going to be no chance versus Team Secret in Podvos. They're always taking that fight. They're never going to give that one up. And no, it's not going to do Rick, actually. No, Imperial. What do you think about next time? It'll come eventually. It'll come eventually. But yeah, they're always going to take that fight. And Team Secret, they like to play on the more southern side, really, of their area. So interested to see if they're going to try and take a few shots, because they like to commit to the fight, but it seems like this time around, they want to play more passive.
In fairness, when it comes to the Podvosto battle, Team Seeker have been consistently winning it. But when you look at the overall standings, when you look at the performance throughout the whole opening weekend and this first day, No Chance team have just been so consistent. They've been, and it's not necessarily that No Chance team have been, in my eyes, playing better than a lot of teams, but you got to think that they came from the wildcard region, Max, the first region that actually was played in the PMCO. So in theory, they've had the most amount of time to study, look up, and prepare for the PMWL. And that's something that they said to me. And I think it's more the fact that they've learned so much about the other teams that they are playing off how the other teams are playing.
Yeah, I mean, they're sneakily getting themselves really good results, and that's going to be making them actually so far in 2nd position. Yeah. Like 2nd position so far, the 3 games, that is huge stonks for them. It's going to be panning over to Box Gaming, rotating a little bit up northwest of this circle on Phase 1. They're surrounded by a few players of, freestyle, very spread. I'm not a fan of that spread of a looting stage for this team. Hopefully they'll be able to rotate without getting intertwined with, RQ, Athena, or Box Gaming that are pretty close to a few of those players.
I think it's generally okay for Vikendi to split drop because there's so many little pocket compounds that if they're able to just loot up little by little and then join up together coming into the end of Phase 1, 100% agree, but it's definitely not going to be easy because of the fact that Box Gaming and RQ are close by. But you mentioned them already. Galaxy Racer Celts. What a huge turnaround coming from the opening weekend into this first league day. It speaks volumes, and I've even got to say that a good few of the Indian teams have really stepped up.
Hashtag IndianP, like people in chat, they love spamming it, and now you have a reason to do so, man. They are absolutely destroying this scene at the start of this league play. Just to see how far I can go over the course of these next 2 days, because we'll have to see. Will all of the teams from India actually qualify for the Super Weekend?
Of course, time will tell. Time will tell. T1, South Korean team, formerly Xenon Gaming. They've had a little bit of a tough start. 14th spot overall in standings with 14 points overall. Of course, where they are currently located right now, it is in Hot Springs and Kantra. There's no team in Volnova. There's only BTR and Winery. They have a lot of space to make their way into the circle as of right now.
I love right now what we're seeing from you level up again, straight for Abbey area. Abbey area is good high ground position, is very fast, maybe a little bit too much to control and defend as a one-man team because you got to spread yourself pretty thinly to get information up north, south, east, west. So I hope they're going to definitely get that communication and that synergy together, because if you don't communicate well, holding that position of Abbey can be a little bit more technical than you might expect.
And you level up in the last Vikendi game, they rotated great to begin with, but it felt like they got a bit stagnant and too quiet, and they allowed the likes of Galaxy Racer Cell to get ahead of them coming into phase 3 or phase 4. I want to see them be a little bit more proactive on those circle shifts and not take for granted them still being in a strong position inside the circle, especially in Vikendi. So let's see how it turns out for them.
Now we've got like their pretty good position in the circle down south on the western side actually, and they're going to be getting themselves a little bit of information, scouting first because they've got a few teams around them, especially one that's going to be Synergy. Actually, Yudu is going to be another team that's going to be very close to Nova Godlike, as here it is, a few shots taken in the distance. Jumper seemed like he wants to be the scout. He's going to be just gathering information for the rest of the team on Nova Godlike, but they are definitely not going to be taking this fight any further. They're just going to be setting himself up in this compound and taking potentially a few passive shots versus Nova Godlike, but Nova Godlike, they've got another bit of trouble on their hands, and that's going to be Box Gaming coming just around the corner on the western side.
High ground being occupied by Exist, looking for the members of Box Gaming. All the while, Box are looking to try and push back the side of Synergy to create that little bit more space. So good play coming out from Loose early on, but Exist and Vampire on top of the tippity top of the mountain, shooting over into Zima, but the knockdown comes through from Break onto Vampire.
We know that was going to be a tricky position. A lot of teams have an angle currently on Nova Godlike.
Yeah.
The res will come out on Vampire. He should be safe. They can't really get shut down from the south or the eastern side as of yet. But Box Gaming, they took the opportunity, took a few nice shots. You know, that's pretty always nice to see. And they find a compound nearby, which now for Nova Godlike, that's going to make things a little bit tricky if they do want to rotate away from that position, because they're literally surrounded by, like, what is that, 3-4 teams?
It's 2 now, heading on to 3 if King of Gamers kind of come in behind Synergy, but they can at least well, actually no, there's even, I think, another one as well. There's just, it's actually pretty stacked there towards the center of phase 1. But, you know, so far they're looking pretty good as the heal did come out onto Louis, so he's back up to pretty much full health. I like the fact that Nova Godlike are still maintaining that little bit of pressure, not being backed off by that knockdown that they come onto Vampire earlier on.
Honestly, we're going to have a nice headshot like we had on the first game of Erangel. It was coming out by, I think it was Team Secret that got that nice little headshot a little bit early in the game. Interesting stuff to see, probably will be montage worthy. Yeah, Nova Godlike taking their time. Not going to see too many things happen. We're going to have a few rotations. TSM Entity, also they're going to be Reject Scarlet, going to have No Chance Team, and a bunch of other squads are still going to be making their way into the circle. There's a lot of room up north, so northern rotations are pretty nice towards Villa, but like the teams that rotate, especially towards Volnova on the eastern side of this circle, that's going to be specifically Team IND and also potentially 2 players of Reject Scarlet. The entirety of Reject Scarlet, if they get back as a 4-man team, they're going to have to cross over the bridge. If Team IND cross first, they could apply pressure and gatekeep Reject Scarlet.
Of course, when you're coming in from the outside of the circle, it's that lack of information, right? You don't really know who could be in that compound, so you really got to take it easy. As Missile from T1 doing that little bit of scouting, the shots are being fired through, but it's only one of them. Why did you make the shot when you're on your own? Of course, but Seidan comes in, at least gets a knockdown onto Zuxi. So good play from T1 overall, but I felt like Missile was a little bit too trigger happy.
I think it was just a little bit too far forward to like play aggressively. If you want to play aggressively like that, you've got to have some kind of coverage to be able to hide behind to not get fought back by Bigatron too heavily. Utility will come out. Zuxi should get res back up pretty soon, but T1, they got himself the high ground. You know, it's always going to be the advantage, especially on Vikendi, and they will be able to hold them down for the time being. But yeah, the res on Zuxi will come on through indeed, and they'll be back as a 4v4.
I love the fact that T1, I mentioned them, they landed in Hot Springs and Cantor. They rotated relatively early to the point where they are very close by to BTR, so really nice play coming out from T1.
You'd love to see, because T1 sometimes you saw them being a little bit, you know, slow on the responding side of circle shifts. Here they were one of the first, and I think it's because that now the first circle we had on the first game of Vikendi today was, not gonna lie, was pretty bad to go central. If you went central, a lot of teams had an angle on you. That's why, like, the 3 games you had so far, all the teams are playing on the edge. This is a circle. On phase 1, you can say, okay, there's so many compounds. We know that going central is going to be a lot more rewarding because there's just so many areas to just occupy and to aim for.
And now we do see the fight starting to kick off relatively soon between Galaxy Racer Celts and You Level Up. Compound that is quite nicely inside the circle, so it will be imperative for Galaxy Racer Celts to hold on to. But you level up, it's only Huzan on his own. Got to wait for the rest of the cavalry to come in. And this is where Winter on the Zima is now going to fly his way in. Let's see if Galaxy Racer will at least hear that and be able to react.
I think definitely that would be a nice fight for you. Level up currently in very low in the standings. Here it is. First member going to be taken down. They're going to have to try and fully commit to this one, but they just don't know where to really push out from. Here it is. They're going to be taking a fight solo versus Ultron in a 1v2, and they're going to be sending the other players. I think Stealth will try and regroup a little bit more to take this fight versus you level up, but Pmwl will try to pull the res on himself pretty heavily. But Ultron, he can just jump down and get back to the rest of his team. I love this play coming out from Ultron, and now they're just going to be pushing them back into the attic. They're just trying to corner them down, but you level up doing some work of their own. Able to get a few nice knockdowns. Very low there on the other side. We're going to go through the molly. No, this is barbecue time, baby. 2 members will be taking a lot of damage from that molly right now. And you level up, going to be claiming the life of Rocks right there. Down to only 1 player, that's going to be a Tanky. And he's just chilling over there. Not going to get really too involved, but does get 1 flush for himself.
A Tanky was in that building for far too long. And the 3 members of Celts, well, they go inside that building, but they paid the price after a little bit of visionary play from Huzan. And Jackson flied its way through, but now it's going to be up to Huzan to try and hold on. This is the 1v1 in between the inside and the outside, just a wall in between, but the shots by you level up. Huzan comes in, cleans it up, and Galaxy Racer Celts are eliminated.
I think that's the caster curse right there. We hyped up Galaxy Racer Celts a little bit too much, and there they got a little bit too big for their shoes. They lost the fight versus a team that desperately needed points. That's you level up, so congratulations to them, able to climb a little bit higher up in the overall standings. Now we pan on over to TSM Entity in the northwestern section, taking a fight versus No Chance, currently 2nd position in the standings. This is a fight that they do not want to lose, and if I were them, I would just leave it. I don't think this is a fight you want to take, especially out of circle towards Villa.
Oh my god, Clutch God.
Pushing up 2, that is scary.
Went into Zima on towards Villa. Now he's inside her. He's going to try and heal him, not heal himself up, but just kind of calm himself down. In my opinion, they did lose Jonathan, so it's going to be up to TSM to just try and regroup, rethink about how they want to play this team fight, because when you look at No Chance team, they have the high ground, but Zygot is able to get a knockdown on the Heineken. That's a really good porter play. That's a really good opening for TSM to now disengage away and join together.
Trying to get themselves away, but Clutch God, he is very split away there with also Neo, but now they're going to try and get back together. Now they can commit because they've got the 3-man team. Now they can make them some happen, but Godless, he's responding really fast. Zygot going to be knocked down. Neo and Clutch God still going to be around the corner. They've got to rethink about pushing this fight. But the thing is, even though they've got the high ground, they have such a good position to peek out from. No Chance have a pretty decent advantage here. They just got to be careful. A utility will come out from Godless towards Clutch God, but I don't think that will do anything as we see T1 pop on the feed, and unfortunately not for good reason as they get eliminated in 15th position.
Down goes the South Korean team, not having a good run once again. They're definitely looking pretty scary. Well, when I say scary, as in scary to be eliminated or not qualify for the first super final weekend, but we'll have to, of course, wait and find out. This fight continues on between No Chance and TSM Entity. Of course, No Chance, they are down to 2 players inside Villa. Sorry, 3, but 2 of them were kind of in Villa. The third player was kind of further away, so they were at least saving off the pressure from TSM Entity as the next circle goes up and it centers quite nicely. But look at all the space on the north 50% between Abi Tovar and even kind of on the northwest edge. There's so much space to play around.
So many compounds to pick from. That's why I think that really TSM Entity and No Chance, this is not a fight that's worth taking. You just got such good position in the circle. Why not just say like, okay, let's go to a stalemate. This fight is not worth it. We're both going to be losing on both sides. We're just going to get ourselves in a circle. I think that will be the better way, and I think that's indeed what they're going to be doing. As No Chance slowly swifting away from Villa, finding a nice compound to call home for the time being. As we pan on over to King of Gamers Club. Currently further around down south, the most central team I would say was U Level Up's last player, Hyogjian. Interested to see, but yeah, TSM Entity still in a 2v2. Seem like, yeah, okay, No Chance, despite the fact that they did rotate in circle, they want to play aggressively that position, stopping TSM Entity to potentially find an entry point and breach the circle.
We had King of Gamers show up, and the thing with King of Gamers is that, yeah, okay, they're definitely close to the center circle, but what I think for them is that they've got to realize with the circle shifting up north, and they know that there's synergy behind them and even Nova Godlike, they should think, okay, we need to start sending a scout forward. We need to start gaining more information because, yes, they may have a compound in the circle for now, but like we've seen from teams before, they think a little bit too narrow-minded. Of course, well, look, we're in the circle now. We don't need to move. It doesn't hurt to get that information as a fight now breaks out between No Chance and TSM.
I don't think it's really the fight breaking out. You just find a one knockdown opportunity, but now Neo's going to respond right away with that car. Try and get himself closer and closer, but now they might even send the entirety of No Chance back out of circle to take that fight. That might be a valid option for them, but Godless, I like he's been really respectful. Zgod's got a great position to deny him, cross him over. Godless got to be a little bit careful. Molly, utility will be coming out from him, but this is not a push you should be doing solo. This is not worth it. One knockdown is not enough for you to be that confident to push on TSM Entity. You should not feel that way.
So we do see Choconut is actually rotating into the blue zone, but the high ground overlooking Villa, so creating that blanket to continue and keep the pressure and get information as Eagle's going up one-on-one and through the window. Godless with the MP5K gets a knockdown once again onto the member of TSM Entity. That's going to be the second knockdown. That's going to leave Clutch God on his own. Will he be able to clutch up for TSM Entity?
Did a huge clutch move versus Team Secret. Can he do it this time around versus No Chance? Goes for sprays in the distance versus Choconuts. I gotta say, that was an original approach from Choconuts. I was not really expecting it. Had the high ground, and the thing is, right, he was not going to play in the buildings because utility would be extremely impactful on him, and he just got the nice backstab. Choconuts, huge moves coming out from No Chances to pick up 4 kills. They are currently in second position. They're looking for that #1 spot right now.
The thing with No Chances, they don't play flashy. They don't play, you know, super aggressive. They're very dynamic and they just play the game. And it just, the way they play is just so clean and nice. But as the next circle's about to be exposed, where is it going to go, Max?
Dino Park finish. Dino Park finish. Dino Park finish. Woo! Dino Park gang. Let's go. It could be happening, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the thing from Jurassic
What do you mean
Park.
you're a dinosaur? I mean you're the age of.
Well, I am old.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Please no. Someone save me in chat, please.
I am a Stegosaurus.
Okay, interesting. No Chance. Okay, so they're going to be moving away finally from the Villa position. But Team Secret, they're moving in, but not very calmly here. 4-man rotation in the car. They're going to get battered down by Beer 11. They're 2 instant knockdowns. Team Secret, they're getting things done, but not the right way, unfortunately. Matoy almost went down himself. Yuhai is going to have to think about this. Going to pop above utility. That grenade could be huge for Beer. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. Is it kicking on point? And it will explode, but unfortunately a little bit short on the throw. But now I would save and push it. They're giving him so much time to pull off the rest. They pull off already 1 res, not quite able to get the second. Matoy Walker out of the volcano. Nice jump shot from Beer, and it works out perfectly. Team Secret down to their very last player. It's going to be Yuhai, and he gets absolutely lasered to the ground by this team of RRQ Athena. 4 kills for them.
Phase 4, harsh rotation, all members in 1 vehicle. Is this tier 3 gameplay? That was really poor from Team Secret, and I'm sorry, but they got what they deserved. You don't make that kind of rotation, that kind of play without paying the price.
Especially on like that location of Dino Park. Like, it's high ground too. As a 4-man car rotation, you give the information way early. And also that car, you mentioned it many times, is a weird car to rotate with because you're such an easy target.
It's so
And it was a little bit surprising. But you know what? RRQ Athena, definitely one of the top teams in the seeding phase. They got themselves so many kills. And they're trying to just get that same amount of kills frags into this league play, which I absolutely love.
In the opening weekend, they were the only team in the top 10 to get more kill points and placement points.
Damn.
You know, so that speaks for itself, and they've, of course, got four kills so far in this game. But we've got to talk about, as the Blue Zone's closing on phase 4, the amount of teams that are still on the southern 50% of this phase. So if the next phase, if phase 5 shifts up north towards Dino Park, which I'm sure you love, we are going to see a cluster of teams essentially being punished on a potential rotation.
I mean, we'll have that answer very soon, Imperium. We're going to be normally panning over. We're going to be seeing 3, 2, 1. Where will it go? And it does go. Oh, Dino Park gang, let's go. It's still. We're going to have need a really hard shift up north if we really want to have a Dino Park finish. But RQ, they don't have to move, but that road, if any teams have to go in or away from Dino Park, that road is going to be a big point of contestment. Also, you got almost no compounds here.
Yeah, it's definitely open season in between Dino Park and the southern tip of the circle, where we currently have Box Gaming, Nova Godlike, Synergy, and King of Gamers inside the circle. And then look at the teams outside the circle. You do Reject Scarlet, BTR, and BTR. We saw in the interview with Kyle Harris, they haven't been praying hard enough to the PUBG Mobile gods, and the circle goes against them once again.
I mean, they do react really well to unlock unlucky circle.
True.
I do have to say, they know exactly how to move around it. They aim for really good positions. Unfortunately, where they are right now, they can't scout really well, but no chance team, they're going for it. They are going for Dino Park, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, going to get the first knockdown onto Ernie. That's how we breach it. That's what we wanted to see from Team Secret earlier. Will No Chance avenge Team Secret on this one? We'll have to wait and see. Heineken going to be the first casualty of No Chance. Well, casualty could still get res back up, but RRQ, they need to push as a team. They're still taking a lot of time to respond to this, and they're losing members one by one. They're dropping like flies. G2E and G9 will remain as a two-man army. Will it be enough to take down No Chance?
And there is a third-party potential for Freestyle, so take that into account as this fight moves on and the Molotovs are being thrown out by D2E.
Even Team IND, man, four-man party could be happening right here. 4 teams coming around. RRQ losing another one. That's G9 out for the count. D2E will try and pull off his very own res. He should be able to do so. But here we go. That's going to be them on Ernie. Going to try and confirm the extra kill. I mean, the kill count of No Chance is absolutely popping off so far. 5 kills, looking potentially for 6, even 7th kill if they even get the last member, which is D2E. But Beer was res back up. They'll come out as a two-man team. The utility coming out from No Chance is pretty nice. But I just think they're ready for Freestyle. They don't want to get involved of this fight. They're just not interested just yet.
Well, Freestyle, they're calculative. They will pick the right moment to strike. Once they see the kill feed being absolutely confirmed, they will feel that there's a broken, beaten and scarred team that they'll be able to come in and take advantage of. His Ernie does indeed get confirmed, so that's going to leave RQ with 100% 2 players left on the field as Heineken dips behind the rock to try and hold on. It is still a full squad of No Chance team, and having that off angle by Heineken is so imperative for them to play around as the next circle shifts up once again north in the heart of Dino Park.
Yes! I called it. Dino Park is going to be coming into play, and now the team's going to have to rotate, but not many compounds to really hold on to the other side of the road. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath in the south and also on the western side. But RRQ now able to heal up a little bit from their wounds, losing 2 players unfortunately, but I think that No Chance are spreading a little bit too thinly, I would say. Losing himself in a labyrinth.
Plus they're in a maze, so let's hope they don't get too confused in amongst that maze, but I think that's okay. I think it's okay for Chocolate to be kind of moving around in there to make sure it's free, safe and clear of the teams moving in as Ryzen gets knocked down by Team IND. Both of those teams are outside the circles. Chocolate looking for Freestyle.
I mean, he's like the little bobber, the player that likes to get like, very original angles, try to get some really original approaches. Now I got pretty decent angle on both Malik.
Yeah.
So the other players there on the side is going to be Bab out of Freestyle. But Freestyle, I think that a little bit of a 2-2 split would be better, because if they get one member knocked away, they're going to have to use some utility and resources to get that rest. I think a 2-2 split would be a lot better from this squad. There it is now, still Team IND coming from the back, looking to potentially find an entry point inside of Dino Park, because right now they still can get shut down by teams coming over from the south and also from the eastern side.
BTR, you see on our screens, are getting pinched by Reject Scarlet and Team IND. If the revives can come off onto BTR, they'll at least be able to hold on for now. As Uzan's of you level up, the last player standing is also going to try and make a bit of a difference as they get inside the vehicle. Reject Scarlet, this is mad. Max power as Jula gets out, tries to punish BTR, but BTR just going to drive on by.
He's just, I don't want to mess with that, but here it is. Sarah gets a shutdown onto Zuxi. They're looking for the entirety of Bigatron right now. And even get Rix and Ryzen. Things are not going too well for them. The rest can still come out. They got a little bit of a rock, but now it's all down to the hands of Luxy. And Molly's going to be coming out. They know exactly where they are currently positioned. As you level up, players still going to be in the blue zone, going to be tanking it up on phase 6. He should be dying pretty soon. Your level up should be eliminated in the next few minutes, hopefully, if things all go well. Hopefully, man. I'm hoping they go out. That's a little bit mean.
Feels bad, man, as Julo takes the job onto Zuxi. It's just going to be Luxy now, the last player standing for BTR Team IND. We're third-partying onto them, but now RRQ going to shut Team IND down as BTR get wiped out.
Bigatron, it was going to be a little bit hard. They were in a dip. It was a little bit hard. They were just forced to their last resort to go for a 3-man car rotation. They get Drello also. Nicely done from Yudu Gank. They still got a 4-man team. This is going to be a huge advantage, but they're still tanking a little bit on this blue zone. They have to try and get himself involved more and more and push on forward, because they're currently the team that's the furthest away with also Nova Godlike and also Box Gaming.
Trying to make that off circle play to stab players in the back, and that's exactly what you are gonna do, and say you do to you, as Reject are eliminated in 8th.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of confused me. I'm lost right now, but that's okay. But 7 teams in this one. They've got, like just mentioned it, also a team that was going to struggle. All the teams that are on the south or also on the western side, they were the teams that were going to struggle because you just got like that black hole with absolutely no teams. So now UD got a nice, easy entry point to get closer and closer off the road. But will they be able to cross over? Because I'm pretty sure that we have one squad that's right in front, and they're not going to allow that just yet. And we'll have to see, but definitely things are getting really interested, and we will be having a very close Dino Park finish on this one, but so far, no chance. They're dead center. They have a great position to take this game.
Yeah, and they were kind of spread in the last couple of seconds, but now they've joined up as a 2-2, and you talked about that earlier on. It is much stronger for them to be up as a 2-2, so they can cover a lot of angles and support each other if one gets knocked down. King of Gamers still inside this game, looking pretty strong on the southern tip of this circle. You do looking to come in around them. They're still up as a full squad, and Freestyle are on their own on the west as Frito gets a knockdown on the Kratos.
I think that was like a blank grenade, and it just absolutely paid off dividends. They have to keep on committing though. They're doing for a 2-1-1 split because they know this is a very hard entry point into the circle, so they're just trying to put their eggs in different baskets to try and create as many puncture points as possible. And if they only get one player in, that's a win for them in my book, because this is one of the hardest shifts you can potentially get in PUBG Mobile competitive.
Well, Jumper did join up with that third off member, so now once again it's a 2-2 for Udo Gank as IND go out. 420 OP was the last player standing, got wiped out. We're down to the top 5 teams. This is Dino Park as Phase 8 is about to pop up.
Imagine we have a maze finish and like teams are just trying to look and search for each other, and if you find the other one first, that'll be insane. I would love to see a maze finish one time in my life in PUBG Mobile Esports, but here it is, Udo slowly pushing their way down south. They made it across the road as a 4 team. That is extremely surprising to me. I did not expect that from them, but the circle comes up and it's going to actually go harshly over to the eastern side. Still really good for Team IND, and also no chance.
Now, no chance. They are punishing Freestyle coming in on the outside of the circle. No chance. Sent Choco not quite center inside the circle on his own to get that information on the side of the maze. And that's really helping the rest of No Chance dictate how they move around coming into the circle and punishing the teams on the outskirts.
King of Gamers Club. Got to be a little bit careful. Jumper's really close. They're all around one building, but here it is. Jumper is going to take the opportunity. Doesn't matter if it's a 1v4, but here you go. Jumper will make a one-on-one trade-off, and he will get denied eventually. That res is going to be really hard because they were very split a little bit earlier in this game. Udo will remain as a 3-man team, but that's okay. Here it is. Nice shot coming out from Bossal. King of Gamers Club, who gets instantly and swiftly denied. That was mental coming out from the opposing side because Shift doing some work, and there you have it. King of Gamers Club eliminated in 5th position.
Jumper did what he needed to. Might have been knocked down, but at least he's trying to hold on and allowed King of Gamers Club to be wiped out as the 14s are left standing. RQ are still inside this, taking down a number of members of Udo. Gank gets Freestyle, wrapping around Udo along with No Chance coming in for the party. He's got this once again with the MP5K along with Heineken on the Freestyle. Leaves Hashuf on his own.
And again, there you go, cracking open a cold one with the boys and shutting down Freestyle. Keshif will be left alone, and again doing some work, and we'll be able to get things done. There you have it. Freestyle will bite the dust, and 3 teams still in play, and it will be ending inside this Labyrinth Imperium. This is absolutely mental. I've never seen this ever in my life. But now, Choconuts, he's still controlling this opening point. He's the Minotaur of this circle finish, and so you're going to be taking also the time. But RQ Athena,
I know,
they're just waiting for that time to strike.
Exactly, they've been waiting, holding out, allowing all the other teams to take each other. Now they're in the top 3. Udo versus RRQ versus No Chance team. Can No Chance hold on as 3 members up versus 2 versus 2? So they have the man advantage, but do they know how many teams are left in the lobby?
How are we going to cast this? I don't know. Like, it's literally a game of chance. Whoever finds the other first, and then you're going to be the first one to take the shot. But interested, but Choconut's really holding to that position. He sees them pushing out. He sees Drax, but still not moving out just yet. While Fredol maybe thinking of splitting out over to the other side. This would be a valid option to actually spread yourself more thinly and get different positions under control, because if you will push through down one corridor, you could get 1v4'd.
Here's the thing. Choconut has heard those footsteps, so he knows that there's 2 players there. So he's giving that communication to the rest of the team saying, hey, there's 100% 2 players here. You're 2, I'm 1. That means that there's 2 other people in your direction now. There is still a little bit of a house as the blue zone is closing in. This is the final phase. A Molotov being thrown out. Freedol on the beer. Choco none onto you do Drax. Drax gets confirmed by Choco X. More kills on the board for No Chance team, but Fredo knocks down beer.
And he gets it done. Nicely done from Fredo. Going to be taking a little bit of blue zone damage. He goes down because of that. There you go. Because he suffered the blue zone tick damage, not going to go in his favor. And here it is. It will be potentially a battle of heal. D2E waiting as much as he possibly can. And I think they're going to be winning because of that. Choconus still trying to go for the kill. And now it's a battle of first days. Choconus is going to be very close. Will he go down? Yes, he does. And there you have it. Oh, Athena, they steal it away.
Because they sent beer forward and allowed the heal off to come
damage
through.
out, yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have the man advantage.